bombshell. This is how the Romanian press calls this. The Prime Minister of the United Kingdom has resigned. And this is happening during a time where you got Macron losing its majority in France. You got the farmers in Dutchland protesting. You got the farmers in Italy protesting. There's turmoil in the United States, and people think that there is a conspiracy going on. In reality, what actually happened is that many world governments had ambitious regulations that they wanted to pass. And when they say ambitious, it means that the people are going to suffer. And when the people are suffering, you get rebellion. But because Russia invaded Ukraine, the ambitious regulations were put on hold for a while. I mean, they wanted to get rid of Boris for several months now. Ever since the scandals about the partying, which took place during COVID. But again, because Russia went into Ukraine, things were uncertain. And they wanted to see what is going to happen. And now that they saw the situation in Ukraine hasn't gone away, but it's more stable, many world governments have pushed the ambitious regulations. And this is why you see people in Dutchland protesting. This is why you see the farmers in Italy protesting. You're going to see Canada farmers. I'm going to make a video tomorrow. More ambitious regulations hitting Canada. Ambitious means shutting down the food supply, by the way. It means the government doesn't allow you to make food. And this is why farmers across the world are now rising up as the yellow vests. But now you know, okay? So it's not a conspiracy theory. These ambitious regulations have been talked about for a couple of years. It's just that because everyone put a stop to them, and now they're all being released at the same time, is why people think, oh, it's a conspiracy. Now, regarding Boris Johnson, I don't like him. I liked him at first, by the way, don't like him after, and quite a shameful display what he managed to do with the immense mandate that the public has given him. I mean, I don't think in my lifetime a conservative prime minister in Britain had this amount of votes. He could have done anything he wanted, but unfortunately he decided to be a leftist. I mean, he had the Build Back Better slogan that is the same slogan that you see in the United States. He had a lot of left-leaning talking points. I think the only conservative thing which he has done was defending Rule Britannia. Apparently Rule Britannia was too controversial, and it was under attack, and he went like, no, this is too much. This is too much. Now, with that said, there is the possibility that behind the doors, many things took place that I am not aware of. I mean, maybe without Boris Johnson, the UK would have become the Australia when it comes to the pandemic. Like, maybe he himself has prevented a lot of crackdown on liberties and human rights abuses that we don't know of. Like, what could have happened had he not been prime minister, and instead you'd have had someone like Jeremy Corbyn. We'll never know, but what we do know is that he was not doing a very good job for anyone that loves liberty and freedom. I mean, under his watch, the word liberty didn't even exist. I heard the word equity, equality, inclusion, diversity, but liberty, not so much. Liberty, I can't even say it took a backseat. So, with that out of the way, I want to point out that the people themselves didn't really have that much of a problem with Boris. I know this sounds ridiculous. I mean, people might have been, oh, I don't like him. But you don't see protests like you saw with the yellow vests in France. You didn't see protests like you saw with the truckers in Canada. You don't see protests in the UK like you see with the Dutch farmers. You don't see any of those, right? So the people may have been a little bit displeased, but they weren't really angry. They weren't upset. Which leads me to believe that it was the politicians that were upset, the elites. And it goes to show that when the elites get upset, things actually change. You can have all the farmers you want. You can have all the truckers you want. Nothing changes. You can have all the yellow vests you want. Nothing changes. But when the elites are upset, things start to change. So initially, they tried to give him a vote of no confidence, which he managed to survive. And after that, I assumed there were discussions behind closed doors, deals that were being made, because in the same day, he has entered the Guinness World Book of Records as the British Prime Minister with the most resignations in one day. So this was, I like how the Americans are, a coup. Not an insurrection, a coup. But yeah, no, obviously, like, this was planned. You don't. I mean, you had the people resigning without even giving a reason. For example, if I'm not mistaken, this lady, Kebi Badenoch, she resigned without actually giving a reason why. But I think there are two scandals that they focused on. Again, I don't believe the official story that it has to do with the scandals. I mean, let's be honest. Do you honestly think Labour didn't participate in any parties during COVID? Are we serious? Like, really? Like, they were the good people, right? Like, they were the law-abiding citizens while the Conservatives were out there partying. Don't make me laugh. And I even saw police officers breaking the pandemic lockdowns. So no, clearly that is bullshit. They have other reasons on why they wanted Boris out of the way. I do expect some ambitious changes in the UK under the new leadership. I do not think that the UK is being led by politicians as much as they're being led by the unelected bureaucrats. There is a very good show that I would recommend to people called Yes Minister. And it's a great British comedy which actually shows how things happen behind the scenes. This is why when you have someone like Theresa May taking over, and then she's replaced by Boris Johnson, besides Brexit, you still get the same. When you have a left-leaning government and then it becomes conservative, you get more of the same. It's because the decisions are made by mostly unelected bureaucrats that are put in positions there of power for life. And it's interesting to also see some of the comments that we got here from Guy Verhofstadt, Boris Johnson reign. I love how he says it. Boris Johnson reign. Do you know what's the difference between Guy Verhofstadt and Boris Johnson? Is that people voted for Boris Johnson. I didn't vote for Guy Verhofstadt. In fact, Guy Verhofstadt can be decimated on the home turf when it comes to the elections, but he still manages to hold so much power in the European Union that he negotiates Brexit on behalf of myself, even though I didn't vote for him. So he ends the reign in disgrace, just like his friend Donald Trump. Oh my God, oh yes, it was so bad under Donald Trump. What was the gas price under Donald Trump? Well, how many Russians were invading Ukraine under Donald Trump? Remind me why Donald Trump was so bad again? The end of an era of transatlantic populism, let's hope so. Oh, you poor summer child. I am making this prediction. Within 4 to 8 years, due to the ambitious regulations that are being passed in Europe all around, you're going to see some very Eurosceptic EU. 4 or 8 years, that's my prediction. If not the following elections, the ones after that. The EU-UK relations suffered hugely with Johnson's choice of Brexit. It wasn't Johnson's choice of Brexit, you illiterate. It was the British people. They voted for Brexit. Oh my God, the EU. Oh, democracy. Oh, the people. Oh, the people. The only time Guy Verhofstadt likes the people is when he takes their taxpayer money so that he can buy luxurious shit. So yes, we did a proper change of government. I gotta say though, like his speech, mwah. You know, like the way he started his resignation, absolutely mwah. My prediction, all of you who dislike Boris Johnson, get ready for the next guy. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the comment section. Take care.